All right, we're back. Crypto Rolly, the crypto watch that never stops, even when I'm sick. I can't go 2 days without a video, so here I am. Hopefully, I don't go through like a sneezing attack mid video. I'll probably have to start over. No one wants to see that. Thank you guys for watching my first video. Thank you for the subscribers, the likes, everyone that shared. Thank y'all. Shout out to y'all. Many more videos to come. So let's go through the charts real quick because I am not feeling so well, so I don't want to spend too much time talking. But we're going to go through the weekly, the daily, the 12-hour, the 4-hour, talk about the CME real quick, just to show you everything I'm looking at. This is not financial advice. Do your own research, trade at your own risk. You know the good stuff. All right, so I'm going to start the video at the top with something very bullish I just saw. We're looking at the parabolic SAR, the stop in reverse indicator. I don't typically look at this one too often, but it is good to check on because, you know, it is great for watching trends. And if you look at the weekly, we have a fresh bullish break of the SARs. And if you take a look at this, once these break, you know, they can last a long time. Look at this one, look at this one, look at this one. So is this what we're going to see here? Possibility. Like, you know, like I say, these things can be a trending indicator, but at the same time, it doesn't mean everything. And with all of these indicators, you take each one with a grain of salt. You know, if they all line up to be bullish, then maybe you have a bullish argument. But if they're like kind of mixed, you have some bullish, some bearish. It's kind of hard when you have a lot of mixed signals, and often you do have a lot of mixed signals. So, like for now, you know, it's looking kind of bearish, but you have this bullish break of the SAR. While I have the SAR, let's just quickly look at the other time frames. 3-day, you have two of these dots, so we broke that already. For 1 day, it's, you know, bullish, but this also, you can use these SAR dots as areas of support and resistance also. So, you know, we might have a dot here, dot there, and then if it breaks, you know, you'll know that maybe the momentum will start going downwards. If you look at the 12-hour, you can see we're actually sitting on one right now. So this SAR is coming in at 7,772. If this area breaks, you're going to have a fresh bearish dot printing probably up here, and you can see that the momentum has changed. On the 4-hour, yeah, we already broke it here, and it's headed down. All right, let's go back out to the weekly. I'm going to remove this guy. I'm going to add my Ichimoku. We're going to take a look at that today. I'll probably get back to that in just one moment, but let's go ahead and add it. Ichimoku clouds. All right. I need to make these lines a little thicker, easier to see. Sorry, one moment. So I hope everyone is doing well. The Iran stuff is kind of crazy. Excuse me. God, it's crazy. Maybe I'll get some sympathy points for recording this video sick. Got to do it for my people, you know? All right. So actually, let's just look at the Ichimoku cloud. We're right here. So we're in a bearish cloud, and we bounced off the bottom of it, and we found support here again, bounced up. But if you can see this red line coming across, we hit it exactly, 8,500 resistance. Look at this. This weekly candle's got a huge wick right now. We still have, what, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we have a couple more days left in the week. This can change, but right now it's not looking as bullish as it was 2 days ago when I put out my first video. Let's switch over to something else. Whoops. Let's look at the EMA MA. So, you know, when I posted that video, we were trading above all major moving averages. I said if we could close the weekly above all, including this yellow 21 EMA, that would be super bullish. But currently, we got rejected, and we are not only under the 21 EMA, but we're also trading beneath the 50 EMA, which was coming in at 78.78. We're at 77.83 currently. The next line of support here on the weekly moving averages, I have the 10 simple at 76.51. 76.50 is an area of interest for me. I've been talking about that on Twitter. It's mostly because that's where the CME gap, I think, kind of starts. I think the gap will actually bring us down to 7,600 if that fills. So yeah, you got this 10 simple support right there at 76.50. This isn't looking that great. Let's look at something else. Bollinger Bands, we came up, we hit the middle BB, so that was a area of resistance that we might get rejected from, and currently that's what it looks like. And let's take a look at our stochastic. Stochastic is still pointed up. It's not as erect as this one. Could it like come up here and then curl back down? Yes, it could. RSI, I don't have anything too much to say about that. Let's see. Heikin Ashi, we can look at the Heikin Ashi real quick. Heikin Ashi is still green, but you know, this can change. Also, you can see that you had these green ones here, you have a green one here, you have a green one there, a green one there. So, you know, if this is still a bear trend, I would imagine we're going to see more reds in a row than we'll see greens. So, not much to say on that right there. Let me go back to my regular candles. I want to show you the CME gap, because this is something I brought up earlier in the week as well. You kind of have to go to a lower time frame to look at it. So we have the gap right in here. So basically you have gaps on the weekend because the institution CME doesn't trade over the weekend, and then when the CME opens back up, often there is a gap because the price action, say like on Friday we closed the CME at 8,000, and over the weekend it pumped to 8,300. When it opens back up, you're going to have a gap between 8,000 and 8,300, and often the CME gap likes to get filled for whatever reason. It happens, and lately it's been happening pretty quickly. But not only do we have the closing on the weekend, but we also have each day there's an hour that it closes. Well, it's getting ridiculous. I know. I'm tired of talking about CME gaps. But it's part of the game. And when we were pumping the other day, during that close, we had this gap. So are we going to fill it? It looks like we're kind of on our way, doesn't it? So this coming in at 76.60, the bottom of the gap on CME futures, but you can see the price is 78.40 currently on CME futures, and 77.86. That's about an $80 difference. So I'm thinking on spot we're looking more around 7,600. Oh man, I'm like a leaking faucet, guys. This is embarrassing. But I know there's not too many of y'all watching anyway, so I'm really just doing this for you, for y'all. So that's something I wanted to point out, because I have a hard time feeling really bullish in the long run, knowing that we have that gap sitting there below. It's going to be in the back of everyone's mind. It's got to get filled. It's got to get filled. So if we are going to be bullish, we might as well just fill it. So hopefully we do fill it, and then we can move on. Let's go back. Okay, so let's go back. We looked at the weekly. Now that I talked about the CME. The weekly, also, if you can see, I have my drawing tools. I was talking about this horizontal support line right here, which act support, and then it flipped as resistance, and we got back above it. So I was hoping to find support back here, but currently we're actually back below it, which is not very good. Not only are we back below this line, but this downtrend that we had drawn here, you can see that one a little better. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, it makes more sense on the daily. So if you look at this red trend line down here, it was pretty bullish to break through that, break through this horizontal support turned resistance, break through this. That was bullish, and I was saying if we can maintain above that, that would be great. But currently we're trading back beneath here and this one. So the bull run talk might have to take a pause. I mean, maybe we come down to the CME gap right here and then bounce. Maybe that's all that's happening. We have to fill the gap and then we'll bounce. I don't know. But right now, it's not looking so great. A lot of talk was about the Iran conflict pushing the price up. And, show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. This was the China pump. This might be known as the Iran war pump. And we'll just look back at it, as like a short-term catalyst. I remember, if you look back here in 2018, I think this was like a this was an ETF hype pump, and then we just dropped. Someone on Twitter was saying, this here is us now, which, it might actually be true. We could continue this downtrend coming back down this way. All right, so anyways, talking too much about hypotheticals, let's continue looking at the chart. Let me take my drawing tools off. Look at the daily Heikin Ashi real quick. Heikin Ashi turned red. We know what happens when these things turn red. Keeps going down. So my game plan is, because I do anticipate that we fill the gap at 7,600 region. The gap does not have to be filled, but I'm thinking it will. And if it does fill it, do we come down to the gap and wick up because you got a bunch of people waiting to buy right there? That's one possibility. We could just go down and wick back up and get a nice bounce. Or we could just crash through, or we could just slow bleed through. So I'm going to watch how we react to that level. All right. But right now, the daily is printing a red Heikin Ashi. So that could be the beginning of something worse down the road. That is, if you are just a perma bull. If you're in a short, this could be a lot of profit. All right, so EMA, MA. Also in my first video, I said it was super bullish that we closed above the 200 EMA, but look what happened right after. The next day we closed back beneath it. Today we closed beneath the 100 EMA, and right now we are trading beneath this dark green 377 EMA. The next target would be back down to the 50 daily EMA at 75.68. You have this blue SMA at 75.73, the yellow 21 EMA at 7,500 area. So I think this is also where our CME gap is lining up. Okay, Bollinger Bands. Your middle BB support is going to be at 74.25. That's all I have to say about that. The Ichimoku. All right, so the Ichimoku cloud. We have this heavy resistance cloud. You can see how it acted as resistance here. We came up, we broke through, but we are currently getting rejected from it. We closed this daily candle beneath it and looking to use this cloud as resistance. The only thing I would say is when you get this line and this line cross, it's called a Kumo cross, and it usually indicates like a reversal. So when this one is above this one, that's a downtrend. You can see over here when it was beneath it, that was the uptrend. All right, so when they cross over, that could be a signal. Could be a signal for a reversal in that trend. Excuse me, guys. Or, it could just twist a little bit, or maybe they won't cross at all. Who knows? Nothing is for certain, but this cloud would suggest that maybe we traveled down this way, or we could drop. Who knows? Let's take this one off. Okay, daily stochastic. daily stochastic looks like it wants to cross down. This hasn't been confirmed yet. If we pop off and continue higher and close higher tomorrow, this little guy right here will turn back up. So this hasn't been confirmed, but it's hinting at a cross. And if the daily crosses down, could be a bad sign. The RSI came up. It barely touched, or it didn't even get overbought completely, but it came really close to overbought. I mean, this is overbought territory nonetheless, and it's been temporarily rejected from it. Definitely a local top right here. Let's move on over to the 12-hour. The 12-hour, you have your 12-hour Stoch coming down. I talk about how the 12-hour Stoch calls tops pretty well. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, you get the picture. All right, 12-hour was overbought, so I said that was a likely area maybe for a pullback, and well, you see what's happening. Heikin Ashi, let's look at that real quick. You have a red trend coming back down. Is this going to look something like this, like this, like this? It could, so keep your eye on that. And as long as these are trending down and we don't like bounce hard from the CME gap area, I might just hold on to this short for a little while. Yes, I am in a short. Why? I'll show you looking at the 4-hour. Let's go back to my regular candles though. Do we have anything interesting on the Ichimoku? Okay, so we broke through and we came to the top, got rejected by the top of the cloud, and you have our line of support right here at 76.58. Again, there you are, 76.58. All these things are lining up. Usually when they line up, it's probably going to happen. At what time frame? I don't know. Does it happen in the next 4-hour candle, or does it happen, while I'm asleep? Who knows? Yeah, I got a roll of toilet paper next to me. This is ridiculous. I'm going to be that guy. People are going to know me as that guy. Okay. At least we can have a little fun with it. Let's see. Let's hide this. My moving averages. See, this is why it's fun to do them live. You really get to see someone's real personality. I don't have to like edit and chop it up and make it look like I'm the best public speaker on the planet. Like, I am who I am, guys. And I'm just the average Joe turned savage Joe. Shout out Crypto Kirby. I did just say that. All right, so anyways, back to the charts. 12-hour EMA, IMA. We closed today, we closed the last 12-hour candle below the 10 simple. And I believe we'll come down to test the yellow 21 EMA at 76.38. Again, CME gap. Let's go over to the Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Band middle support, 75.45. Cool. Let's go to our 4-hour. 4-hour, we are beneath the middle band. We tested it. We came down, retested it as resistance, rejected. That wasn't the only thing that got rejected there. If you go over to the EMA, MA, I got faked out a little bit because look at this bullish wick right here. We came down, came all the way up. I waited for the 4-hour close. We closed above the yellow 21 EMA. We actually got a little continuation, but in that tweet, and forgive me if you took that tweet as a buy signal. It was more, like, none of these are meant to be signals. They're all meant to show you different levels of interest so that you can form your own opinion, because I can show you support and resistance at all these levels, and we could be looking at the same levels of support and resistance, and to you it might look like it's bearish, and for me it might look like it's bullish. You're supposed to form your own opinion, and if I go through all these indicators, hopefully you can learn from it and look at it yourself. So I did mention, okay, yeah, we closed above the 4-hour. We might get some continuation up, but the 10 simple was coming in at the time around 8,000. What happened? We came up, we tested it, and got rejected swiftly back down. To me, that was where I was like, okay, I'm looking to get back into a short. All right. But, I'm not putting my stop way up here. I've got a pretty tight stop. I'm not going to just watch my position just continue to lose money. That's something I don't do. I don't like to ladder into losing positions. I kind of have my areas of interest, and if something changes, I'll be quick to close it. I'm not I'm never getting liquidated, that's for sure. Always have a stop loss, all right? So anyways, we closed the 4-hour back below the yellow 21 EMA, and we're trading beneath it now. You have the 10 simple coming down pretty hard, and you have the 50 EMA coming in at 76.87 currently, and you have the 377 at 76.58. That number keeps coming up again and again and again. That's why we look at all of these, and you see which indicators line up with which. Back to the Bollinger Band real quick. I wanted to see where the bottom of that was. The bottom of that was 76.22. Again, CME gap. Let's look at the Ichimoku cloud. And so, yeah, it came up. The Ichimoku clouds use a lot of moving averages, or they're very similar. So you'll see a lot of the same stuff, but they can give you a different perspective sometimes. So you were rejected here, and the next line of support is 76.58. All right, you see what I'm saying? So you don't have to use all three. In fact, I don't look at the Ichimoku that often, but the daily was very it stood out to me. So that's why I wanted to look at that today. Let's go back to the 4-hour, look at the Stokes. Take this guy off. The Stokes coming down still. We're in the bearish territory here. We're not completely down in this region yet. And, these things can like swoop a little bit. So they haven't bottomed out, and they haven't crossed up, but they are getting low. All right. And if you wanted to look super close to the 1 hour, but I wouldn't look too much into this. Let's look. A bunch of nonsense in here, but low, but it can't get back above the neutral territory. It's just getting rejected, held down. Like even the RSI can't get back above into the bullish area. A little slow bleed. So I'm looking for like an impulse move, possibly for a bounce, but right now it's just currently slow bleeding. But also at the same time, we're looking at a bit of a channel here. You could draw, I don't know, draw this like that. So, we're in this little falling channel. Could we break out? Falling channels tend to be bullish, so maybe we have an area where we break out, maybe go for a double top at some point. But right now, it's being held down in this area here, and I'm looking for this gap area to be filled. This box is where the CME gap was. This would also line up with a resistance support flip where we had that breakout. All right, I believe that is everything. We are looking at all the time frames. I went over all my indicators. So can I summarize it? My summary is, well, look at the Heikin Ashi. It's red. And also not only is that red, but, like I was showing earlier, we're back beneath this line of what was support turned resistance. I wanted to see this as support, and now we're trading beneath it. So it's not looking so good. You do have this trend line possibly could come into play. Maybe that will hold this trend up, because we do look, I will say this, look, higher low, higher high. Maybe you get another higher low, and maybe another higher high. That's what the bulls are looking for, because right now we're not finding the support that I wanted to find in this area. We did not stay above the 200 EMA on the daily. Now it's getting crazy looking. So if you're a bull, you're going to want to hope that you find maybe we have a bounce here, or maybe that you find like another higher low and then get another higher high. Otherwise, what this could end up just looking like if we break down is something like this, or this, or this. And then your target I have here on this 60-50 area. This is where we held up 2018. So could we drift down this way? I don't see why not. Alright guys, I gave you a lot of levels and a lot of stuff to look at. I hope this helps you guys a little bit. And like, subscribe, share the sick boy. Oh boy, Crypto Rolly, he's sick with the TA. All right, not financial advice. Thanks guys for watching.